You know, I was thinking maybe we should come together, formulate some.
Absolutely.
I think we can do. Oh, I think it's time. But wait a minute. I feel a little off. I can't do this without my shades. Oh, thank you, sir. There's some nice people out here in the world today. Now I feel complete, y'all. What's going on out there? You know who it is. It's ZEUS CRUZ of Olympian Multimedia, providing you with another segment of A Word with the World. And we got a special guest in the studio today. If you notice the background right here, you notice these different adjectives and adverbs, success, ideas, motivation. I feel like these words are synonymous with our guest today. She epitomizes what these words mean. So I want to welcome to y'all Miss Sandrea Flowers. Miss Flowers, how you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
It's a great privilege for you to be in studio. I'm glad you're able to be a part of this interview. It's great to talk with people who are like-minded or about definitely having that passion for their artistry and definitely do not understand the word no. That you're going to make it happen no matter what, overcome whatever obstacles come your way. True inspiration. Definitely the things that you're getting into. So hopefully the viewers that watch this can take something home, something can resonate with you guys. So we're just going to pick your brain a little bit, talk about your book, talk about your business, and we'll take it from there.
Sounds good.
So let's just start with something simple. So how about you provide for the viewers a brief bio about yourself and explain your journey as you try to explore and discover your artistry.
Okay, well, as you know, I'm Sandrea Flowers. Those close to me call me Sandy, so please call me Sandy.
Okay.
I'm a three-time self-published author. I own a small writing company, WORDSMITH Resource LLC. I also still have my 9-to-5 job. I maintain it as well. And in terms of my process, what made me become an author, it started back in 2007. I've actually been doing writing resumes and cover letters for about 25 years now. And speaking with my clients over the years, they've expressed, there's a running theme with, dissatisfaction on the job. And so hearing their experiences, what they're going through, particularly with what happened back in 2020 with the pandemic, a lot of people unhappy. I put all those experiences together, coupled with what, I've experienced over the years and my friends and family, and produced Gotta Be a Better Way. Because you know that phrase, gotta be a better way? A lot of times we say that all the time. Oh my God, we're doing something we don't like, we're not particularly fond of, and we're like, it's gotta be a better way. So that's how I came up with the title.
That's beautiful because I think a lot of times people limit themselves a little bit and not realize that there's options. There's more than one way to get to your destination.
Absolutely.
So I think people limit themselves by just thinking tunnel vision, whatever's in front of them, instead of looking at the big picture and knowing that there are options presented to you. It's up to you to search them and utilize them the way you see fit.
Absolutely, I agree. Very much so, in terms of options and opportunities, right? For a lot of us, we think it's linear, there's only one route, and there isn't. Especially for us creatives, you know already. My family comes from a background of creatives. And so I try to bring that to my job and bring that to my business.
Awesome. And we do the same thing here. Just find that correlation. Put a little bit of yourself when it comes to your books, your artistry, your business. In one way, shape, or form, you'll realize that you have something to offer. And I think a lot of people overlook that as well. they feel like they don't have anything to really, for people to resonate with or whatever. And I think you kind of tapped into that with your book, and really something that people can really benefit from, especially the style in which you wrote it.
Right. Thank you. In terms of, so when you think of, for the research of my book, when I was doing the research, when you think of poetry, most people think of love, right? Love, she left me, he left me with the kids, my heart is broken. You don't associate poetry with business. You don't associate poetry with the employee experience. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, there's a market out there. Let me merge those two together. Poetry is about feelings, it's about emotions. When you think of business, you don't think feelings and emotions, but it very much so is. It's a part. It's a part of it. It's a part of business. And I think, depending on where you fall in that landscape in business, you know, the office, it may be a big part of you, and it may not be. But I think, especially with where things are in the world, we really have to get together. We really have to get together. So whether you're the manager or I'm the manager, we've got to come to. There needs to be some kind of empathy between both sides. Let's come to a consensus. Let's come to some kind of agreement to get this work done and make that money.
Yeah, that make that money, man. With supreme confidence saying that. You know, some people tend to, how can I put it, man? Like, they make mountains out of molehills. Make it a lot harder than what it needs to be. And sometimes simplicity is more.
Yes.
Sometimes the answer staring right in your face is something as simple as that, and people tend to overlook that. And that prohibits you from reaching your goals, making the money, building that foundation, that platform to expand your business or your artistry. So, Sandy, let's get a little bit more into your book. Gotta Be a Better Way. Great cover. Definitely a must read. So let's take a step into that a little bit, where it speaks on the rigors and experiences associated with the working life, and you conveyed this through insightful poetry. So how was this concept conceived, and what perspective would you like individuals to gain as they're reading your book?
Well, as I mentioned, speaking with clients and friends and family, particularly if you notice the book has a roller coaster. The office it's a roller coaster. You have your ups, you have your downs, and so I just from the highs and lows that were expressed to me, that triggered, okay, this sounds like a roller coaster. So that's how I came up with the imagery, and it went from there. So it's heavy. The book is heavy with emotion and observations, because a lot of times you take a step back and you just watch. I'm a people watcher. I'm a believer of actions, and a lover of words. So bringing that all together to come up with the book.
That's awesome, and that's what I got out of it when I read the book. It just gave you more perspective. I started looking at things a little bit differently, and sometimes that's probably the best for us, is to get a third person view, because maybe we're so harped on how we view things, and we're not willing to kind of expand our horizons a little bit. And sometimes just looking at it through the lens of someone else, just that third person perspective might give us a little bit of clarity to what we're trying to accomplish in life.
Absolutely, I agree. And it also allows us to, I think sometimes we forget that we're human, and we're working with humans, we're dealing with humans. I think sometimes we forget that it's really about building those relationships.
Yeah.
Building those relationships.
Definitely.
If you look at the people, the people at the highest levels making money, they have those solid relationships. So it's doable. It's definitely doable.
Yeah. As long as you're a people person. Sometimes people get on your nerves. But overall, I just know, me personally, I love working in groups. I think it's just the best thing. Maybe, yeah, there's times when you're around certain people, you know, they get on your nerves or so forth and so on. Attitudes clash, personas clash. But it's nothing like working within the confines of a group or a team setting where you're getting all these ideas bouncing off each other. Like I mentioned earlier, there's no better feeling than be around people who are like-minded. It's hard to really network or kind of really develop things if you're around people who are not on the same level as you mentally.
Yes.
And I don't mean that in a way like you're better than them or anything like that. But if you don't have like-minded goals and you're not surrounded by people who's kind of like in that kind of mentality, it's going to be hard for you to really advance in life.
Absolutely. Yeah, it can be. Absolutely. I think it's challenging, but definitely not undoable, if that's a word. Just makes it a little bit harder, but once you hit that success, once you hit that goal, it's that much more rewarding.
Definitely. So, looking deeper into your book, as I mentioned before, a very unique book. It's on a topic that's very relatable to the everyday person. I also love how you describe working as a journey, which was like a great metaphoric way of describing the situation, where individuals can conduct a self-assessment of themselves and discover unknowns about themselves through the confines of working. Can you please speak more on this line of logic?
So part of it is, again, making it relatable, bringing it down to the rudimentary, to the raw, to the original. Like, again, taking it back to we're all people.
Mm-hmm.
We're all people. We all go through things. We all have stuff going on, and using that as the base to then hopefully build on. So again, that we can come together, get this work done, get this job done, and get that money in, get that flow.
Definitely. And I just like the fact that just reading the book as well kind of helps you to be a little bit more goal oriented. You know, a lot of people like to spitball a lot and just say a lot of things, but there's really no substance behind it. So anybody can sit here and just ramble on a bunch of ideas. But unless you're willing to make them ideas a reality and put them in fruition and get the determination, the ambition behind it. Because if you just have a passion for something, I believe that's just a liking. Like you have a strong liking for something. But in order for that to be manifest itself, you got to have some ambition. You got to have the drive to push yourself over the top. And I think that's the thing that people lack.
Right.
And then reading your book, it's kind of like, I feel like when people will read it, they kind of will get that kind of idea from it.
I certainly hope so. Two poems come to mind with what you just said. So there's a poem titled "Push Through It," and there's a poem titled "My Team is Better Than Yours." And so I think in the workplace setting, some level of competition is good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about anybody else, but whatever team I'm on, I guarantee you it's going to be the best team, right? Okay. We're going to build ourselves up. We're going to do what we need to do. We're going to build ourselves up. We're going to help each other to the point where I can say my team is better than yours. But that doesn't mean that we're all perfect. Doesn't mean that the team as a whole is perfect. Doesn't mean that each individual member is perfect. It just means that we've been able to tap into the good part of ourselves, each of us, and come together collectively, again, to get the job done. And then the poem, Push Through It, sometimes you just can't be bothered. Sometimes you're just not in the mood. But we still have to do what we need to do. You got to push through it. Persevere, pray, whatever you have to do, you got to push through it. Just keep going forward.
True. And you might have to smack a couple people. Who knows? You know what I mean? Whatever. That's a topic for another day. So, let's get out the realm of literature and with your book, and let's talk about your business. So, please share with our audience how you created and developed your business, WORDSMITH Resource LLC.
So it started, again, like I mentioned, I've been doing resumes and cover letters from way back when, starting with friends and family. And then back in 2007, I always knew I wanted to have my own business, work for myself, since when I was a child. But back in 2007, my brain told me at least put it on paper. File that documentation, have it in writing. So on paper, back in 2007, I filed the LLC. Got that out the way, and then I sat on it for 8 years. Didn't do anything with it. Because at the time, my daughter was young, and everything was just way too busy on the job. And then, fast forward to 2015, I was going through a little bit of boredom on the job. My daughter was a little older, and there was some stuff going on at the time. I was really, because I journal. I write what's happening for my, what went on during my day. So I was journaling a lot. I was like, you know what? It's now time. Let's move this forward. So I was still doing the resumes and the cover letters, and I was doing other things as well. But then I changed the name because I originally opened the company under Prep Solutions LLC because I always had the mind of I want to help people with their career. But fast forward, we changed it to WORDSMITH Resource LLC because for me, at the end of the day, everything is my love language is writing. So I was like, okay, we're gonna change the name, and that's when I did the website and everything else, and got everything off the ground, and from there, it's the rest is history. Here we are.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it's refreshing to see someone create an epicenter for brainstorming and composing a creative think tank, so to speak, where individuals can express themselves freely, but you're also assisting ones in developing essential skills that could be crucial for them and putting themselves in the right mind frame, or better yet, in the right position where they can thrive. So how important was it for you to create such a platform, and how has your results been thus far?
The results have been promising. It's very important. For me, you know that saying from Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in the world. So when I first started at my job, I had a few people that I could look up to, but not nearly as much as there should have been, in my opinion. And so, and really in business, we don't allow people to express themselves as they should. Either they say nothing, or you have the crazies where they're off the rails. Like, there's really no balance. So we're trying to, me and my team and I, we're trying to build a community where folks can not only see themselves on paper, but be able to express themselves. Like, what is it that you want? What path do you want to take? Some folks don't want to work for someone else at all. Some are okay with it, and that's fine. Whatever path you have, it's fine. Some folks are okay working their regular 9 to 5 and then having a side hustle. That's okay too. So it's different for different people. I want to just have that community where we can come together, no judgment, express ourselves, share our ideas, and move forward and have a plan of action, move forward from there.
That's beautiful. Just because we're kind of the same thing here at Olympian. We're just trying to obviously have our business thrive. It's probably like the number one goal. But also too, in the meantime, if you're able to put people in position where they can like do things for themselves and maybe they can thrive, that warms our heart as well. I think that's what's lacking in society today. It's just the fact that everybody wants to do their own thing at their own time, not really include anybody. It's like, I want all the glory, but I can acknowledge you got some skills, you got some abilities. Some people tend to misuse people, mishandle certain situations, and I know I experience it a lot where I'm in situations where people look at me more as a threat than an asset.
Yes.
So I think that's like the worst thing, when you're so pretty much filled with envy that you can't get over yourself to knowing that you will be so much stronger as a unit if you just involved everybody and just use disability, because somebody's going to have a weakness and somebody's going to have a strength to counteract that. So instead of looking at it as a strength, as a threat, why not can we just all come together and just build upon something?
I agree. And what's fascinating about what you said is 9 times out of 10, folks don't realize that person that has that skill doesn't want what you have, doesn't want your job, because that's yours. It doesn't that wouldn't, if they took what you had, it wouldn't fit like a glove like it does on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want your job. I don't want whatever it is that you have. No, but let me help you take this operation, this team, this unit to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you would agree that, well, let me speak for myself. I think I have a poem titled Legacy. We were put here on earth to do more than just be an employee. Again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but we are all creatives. We all have something. Some of us don't tap into the talent that we have or the skills that we have, but we're all here. We all have something. We have something to give. Creatively.
True. And, like we were mentioned before, personal responsibility. At some point, you got to look within yourself. I don't think it's, I think people rely too much on other people to kind of bring it out of them and have that get to the point where it gets manifested. At some point in time, you got to put 2 and 2 together and start getting stuff done yourself. Find that way to be motivated within yourself. Yes, it's cool to find that motivation within the confines of a group or a team, but ultimately, at the end of the day, nobody knows you better than yourself. What your limitations are, weaknesses, what your strengths are. So you owe it to yourself that if you have some type of ability or asset or skill to explore, even if long term it doesn't amount to anything, you at least tell yourself that you tried.
You tried, absolutely.
So, Sandy, we're toward the tail end of our interview. Great interview. So, for the viewers, what advice would you give for those who are trying to make their aspirations into a way of life?
I would tell them to not to put it on the back burner. Don't wait. If that fire is in your gut, you have to push that out. You have to tap into it, work it until you see it through to fruition. I think a lot of times we delay, procrastinate, and then fast forward and we're X, Y, Z years old. Not that you can't still do it, but why wait? Why let all that time pass by? You have something that you have an idea on, even if the people, because sometimes our family and friends will say, "Nah, that's not a good idea. Nah, that's already out there. You don't need to do that." No, ignore them. Move forward. Speak to other people, and just do it. Do it. I was speaking with one of my advisors some weeks ago, and we brought up how you see how there's multiple different kinds of, you have Coke, you have Pepsi, you have Dr. Pepper, and yet they're all thriving. There's room, there's an abundance, there's room for everybody. You just have to have that, whatever uniqueness, something that is different from everyone else, everything else, and you'll be fine. You're gonna make it. Just do it. Just do it.
Great advice. I mean, you can't say it any more better than that. And I'm not even going to try to. Yeah, I'm not even going to top that. So well said. I don't even want to mess up this part of the interview by just saying something extra. It's not about me anyway. I didn't want to do too much talking. So, even though we're having a conversation.
I dig it.
Okay. So, now we're at the tail end. So, for our viewers, is there anything new on the horizon for Miss Flowers?
There's a lot.
There we go.
So I have volume 2 of Gotta Be a Better Way. That should be out first quarter 2024.
Awesome.
I have an app that's in the conceptualization phase that I'm working on. It's for creatives and small business owners. I don't want to say too much yet, but I'll say this: you see everything that's going on with the banking industry and the money economy. I think we need another alternative, and in my opinion, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is not it. So I'll just leave it at that.
Definitely.
I have a business writing workbook in queue. A lot of my clients have expressed to me that they have trouble with writing emails, presentations, PowerPoint, and communicating with folks via email. Because, via email, I can't see your face, tone. So I have that in queue as well. And there's one more thing. I can't remember what it is. There's another book I'm working on. It's in the very, very elementary phases. You know the book, the occupational... I'm saying it wrong. There's a big book that the government puts out that has all the occupations in it.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name.
The name escapes me at the moment, but I'm in the very early stages of putting that together, but I'm trying to do a parody of it. Awesome. Where there's some comedy to it. So, for example, if you're an assistant store manager at, say, KFC that might be in a bad neighborhood, and I ask you, what is it that you do? You can say, and again, it's supposed to be comical, but there's going to be some facts in it as well. You might say something funny like, listen, I beat folks out of here all day trying to solicit and get free food, or, I fight off pigeons because they're all over the front of the canopy. I want to make it funny, but also bring some truth to it as well. I'll have that also in the works.
This is an individual here that wears many hats. Got a lot of things going on. Definitely an inspiration. It's in the flesh right here, ladies and gentlemen. You can do it if you got a plan in play. And we're definitely looking forward to it. I know when these books come out, the parody thing you were talking about, we definitely want you back so we can talk about it some more. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you want me involved in one of these little parodies. I don't know. Some people say I'm funny. I don't know, maybe.
He is.
I know you're being a little facetious there. Nah, but I have my moments. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? I know you guys out there probably like, yeah, you're just full of it, ZEUS. But it is what it is, man. I have my cheesy humor. Everybody has their own level of humor or whatever. You know what I mean? But anywho, it's such a treat for you to be in studio today to have this interview. It was a blessing. Much privilege for you to take time out of your busy schedule as you just ran it down to us. You got a lot going on. I wish you the best and much blessings to you for all your goals to be succeeded. And is there anything else you want to... Oh, before we... Can you explain to the viewers where they can get your book? Get a gander at this again.
So the book is on Amazon. You can get it through Goodreads, BookBaby, and you can get it on my website at WORDSMITHresource.com.
And it's a definite must-have. I couldn't put the book down. It's just very unique, and I think you guys can... This is something you can resonate, because I don't know a person on the earth that doesn't work. Mind you, there are lazy people out there, but for the most part, everybody knows something about working on some level. So do yourself a favor. As soon as you're done watching this video, go ahead and purchase this book. Don't even hesitate. Don't even think about it. It's Christmas time. Give it as a Christmas gift. I'm pretty sure you know somebody that will definitely need to read this book because they're on some stuff right now. You know what I mean? So they could probably read it, enjoy it, and get some insightfulness out of it. Again, do yourself a favor. Support local authors. You know, it's quick to support the big brands or the big names, but how about your local artists, authors, entrepreneurs? Is there a website that people can check out for your business?
WORDSMITHresource.com. Yes.
Okay, so definitely check out the website. There might be something on there that might be beneficial to you. I will provide the link down below once the video puts out. And I think that's it. Miss Flowers, I appreciate you coming through.
I appreciate it. Thank you, ZEUS.
And having to sit down with me.
Yes.
You made my job easy. All the spotlight on her, not about me. But anywho, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Man, you know who it is. It's ZEUS CRUZ of Olympian Multimedia. And we're going to check you later. You know that thing we were talking about?
This is titled, Not to be Confused With. Don't let the truth of my expressions fool you. The chaos and craziness serve a purpose, and I love it. My pen hasn't stopped since I got here. The malleability of this place has brought me here ripe for the taking. Knowing that there are others experiencing the same level of consciousness, but still trekking through past the distractions. What's the point? Take what by all accounts appears to be garbage, unusable and dark, and turn it into something that allows you to create, enjoy, and embark on a journey that no employee experience could ever give you, because we were meant to do and be more than just an employee. The next one is titled, Giving Me Life. Anita Baker and Luther Vandross make everything all right. And when it's a particularly jarring day, Jimmy Cliff, George Benson, and Boney James knock it out of the park. Music soothes the soul beyond measure. It gives life to the overworked and underpaid. You can almost hear Anita Baker singing, giving you the best that I got, can't you? If the words and the melody don't put your mind at ease after a hard day's work, I don't know what will. Music gives me life. The harmony, the rhythm, the perfectly arranged tones and composition. Had a not-so-good day? Throw on your favorites and watch the music give you life. This one is titled, Keep Going. That gap gets bigger as you keep pulling the trigger on your education, certifications, and skills. To enlighten and enhance, deliberately, not by chance, to continue to eat and pay bills. But much more than that, in your preferred habitat, a measure of freedom to grow, to look through and thrive, not simply survive. For the days we can pop the chateau. Just keep going. Thank you.